Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver. Today I want to talk to you about what to do if you have been making sales and you don't have a seller's permit. Or perhaps you have a seller's permit, but you have not been remitting sales tax and paying that sales tax to the CDTFA. So you guys, first off, this is a big deal. You need to make sure that you fix this mistake right away. Even if you feel that you are not able to pay the back taxes that you owe, you are going to be able to apply for an installment agreement and possibly get it granted to you. But putting it off and avoiding doing it only collects more interest every single day that you to avoid a criminal charge, to avoid a 25% tax evasion penalty fee, and to avoid interest being added to these payments every single month or fraction of a month. You need to make sure that you take care of this right away. So the first step is to make sure that you obtain a seller's permit if you don't already have one. The second step is to make sure that you file your sales tax returns for anything that you have yet to pay. If you are selling online, if you are selling out of a home-based business, if you are operating a full-scale business and you don't have a seller's permit and you aren't collecting and remitting the sales tax to the CDTFA, you can be subject to some pretty big problems. Not filing and not remitting the sales tax to the CDTFA can result in penalties and fines. The first thing I want to talk to you about are the penalties. The amount of sales tax that you owe from your sales to the CDTFA is subject to a 10% penalty fee. That 10% is 10% of the total amount of sales tax that you owe. Now, if you correct this issue yourself and you submit your own late sales tax filings, that is all that you will be subject to pay in terms of penalties. If you're trying to evade sales tax, if you're trying to avoid having to pay this sales tax to the CDTFA, then you are subject to an additional 25% in penalty fees on your sales tax amount. So you guys, that means that if you fix the mistake yourself, your penalty fee will be 10%. If you wait until the CDTFA contacts you and they rule that you were trying to evade your taxes, then you will be subject to 35%. 25% is that extra fee for trying to evade taxes, and 10% is the regular fee. In addition to that, you can also be subject to criminal prosecution for evading taxes. Next, your late sales tax return or your late sales tax payment will also be subject to interest charges. So what about interest? Well, for every month that you are late in paying or submitting your sales tax return or your sales tax, you are charged interest. So for each month or each fraction of a month, you are going to be charged interest for that delay in payment or in filing. In order to know what your monthly interest rate is, you have to open the sales tax return, look at the bottom of the page, and you will see an annual interest rate. Take that annual interest rate and divide, and you will get your monthly interest rate that way. The CDTFA gives an example here. Your tax amount due is $1,000 and payment is due on or before April 30th. However, you did not make your tax payment until May 20th, and the adjusted interest rate shown at the bottom of your tax return is 0.0075. So if you haven't filed your sales tax, is it better to wait until the CDTFA issues you a bill? No, it is not. Take care of it on your own right away as soon as possible so that you can avoid paying that additional 25% for evading taxes or accruing additional months worth of interest. So what happens if you don't pay? Well, the CDTFA states that if we determine you owe tax, we will send you a notice of determination. The bill will indicate the amount you owe, including interest, penalty, and CRF charges. The bill will also explain your appeal rights. Generally, if you do not pay the tax amount by the due date on the notice, 30 days from the date the bill was issued, an additional 10% penalty will apply to the amount of overdue tax unless you file a timely appeal. So what if you collected sales tax from your customers, but you didn't remit it to the CDTFA? Well, you guys, sales tax is not yours to keep. It must be remitted to the CDTFA. If you collected sales tax from your customers, but you did not remit it to the CDTFA, you can be subject to a 40% penalty. Now, entering into a payment plan, as long as you do it within the right time frame window, means that the CDTFA will waive that 10% fee. The 10% late payment penalty will be waived if you qualify for and are entitled to a payment plan and complete the installment payments on time. A payment plan must be entered into within 45 days of the due date on the notice. So what happens if you have a seller's permit, but you do not file a tax return? The CDTFA states, we will contact you and ask you to file the required tax return. If you do not file, your seller's permit may be revoked. If your permit is revoked and you continue to operate your business, then you may be guilty of a misdemeanor that is punishable by a fine of $1,000 to $5,000 or imprisonment for up to 1 year or both. So what if you want to fix your mistake, but you are not able and you require the assistance of a payment plan? The CDTFA does offer payment installment plans. Entering into a payment plan, as long as you do it within the right time frame window, means that the CDTFA will waive that 10% fee. 10% late payment penalty will be waived if you qualify for and are entitled to a payment plan and complete the installment payments on time. A payment plan must be entered into within 45 days of the due date on the notice. Okay, guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below.